What is going on, all-terrain nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it only matters tonight if you're driving a Bronco, because this is Bronco Talk Live, and I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside Miss
Kelly Boyd.
And tonight we got a fun one. We've got a fun one. I've been talking about this company for the past couple streams, Kelly, and the product came in, and we haven't opened it yet. Right?
We haven't. It's like staring at us in the living room.
Right. And I wanted before we opened it, I wanted to bring our people in. So from Diabolical Inc., we have Mr. Allen and Mr. Brandon. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Welcome in. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, definitely. So first off, you guys are in the land of milk and honey of off-roading. You guys are in Utah. And if I don't get the silly fanboy Utah questions out there, because I love your state. If I've told Kelly many times, if we can retire, that's the state we're going to retire to, because you guys just have everything out there.
Playgrounds everywhere.
Absolutely.
So what where are you guys based out of in Utah?
Salt Lake, greater Salt Lake area.
Okay. Yeah, I've done a little time in Salt Lake, and I've what's the ski resort?
Park City.
Park City. Yeah. I've done some Nissan events up there that were really fun. But seriously, you guys have, like, temperature wise, it doesn't seem to be that crazy. I assume you get pretty good snow, but it seems to go away quickly, right?
I'm originally from Michigan, where it's overcast for 4 months.
Yep.
And the snow is slush and ice on the roads for 4 months.
Weeks. Yeah, months.
And out here, the sun comes out every day, so you can get 4 to 6 inches, and it's dry roads. So it's the best kind of snow.
You know, I have to jump in on this one because I'm from Michigan as well. So when you said that, so where in Michigan are you guys, or are you both from, or are you from?
I'm Utah native, but
Okay.
Battle Creek.
Okay. I'm from Oakland County, Waterford, Pontiac, Auburn Hills, all that fun stuff. So yeah.
I was just in Auburn Hills on Thursday.
Nice.
I know. I see your Instagram, guys, and go to Diabolical Inc. and check out their Instagram. You like, sir, are traveling more than I think we do. We think we travel a lot every once in a while, and you're all over the map. You just came back from the Jeep Beach deal, right?
Jeep Beach down in Daytona. Yep. And then spent all last week in Michigan and Indiana working with one of our manufacturers.
Nice.
And my wife and I fly out Wednesday night, the Red Eye, for Jeep Jam in Pensacola.
Oof.
Man, so you're a native of Florida basically for the summer, right?
You know, the crazy thing is there's more events for off-roading in pretty much the East Coast to the Midwest than there is out west all year long.
Well, we've talked to the Bronco guys that do Super Celebration, and it's amazing. They'll do something in Denver-ish area, kind of in your area, and they'll do trail rides, but there's no gatherings really. But here on the East Coast, we seem to, because we have nothing else, we can't. There's some off-roading, but it's not like what you guys, the open land, like they go crazy here. And I was hoping to tempt you to come out to that Bronco win, because I think you would have had a great time at that. And you guys have to put a Bronco event on your calendar. I'm telling you, you guys would.
It's trying to get it into the schedule, because as things are growing with the Bronco side of it and how fast our product's taken off with it, because we've been asked for a year, are we making it for it?
Right.
And now we are, and we're full steam ahead with production. I mean, we're doing really well with it.
That's awesome.
Took the first 100 kits, a while to get out, but
actually the first 100 pre-sold in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and I know that because we've been talking back and forth, and you're like, look, man, I'm so busy right now trying to get these Bronco kits out. Like, I'll email with you after we get these Bronco kits out. And I know some of our listeners who have bought your kits, because when I started talking about it, they would privately hit us up and be like, oh no, I've got one on the way. I can't wait to get that. But let's go down memory lane, man. What brought you to manufacturing of off-road parts?
Well, I actually moved out to Utah 12 years ago with an aviation company.
Okay.
For 20 years. And, I'm actually, to be honest, I'm more of a hot rod guy, coming from Michigan where there's, car shows every weekend.
Right.
And moved out here, and the car shows were like zero. And my neighbor had a Jeep that he'd run doorless and topless for 6 months out of the year. And you see it everywhere out here. And I started talking to him, and it's just one of those things. All I do is design and build stuff. And
Right.
we were talking one day, and he was a former Marine sniper, and we'd go out shooting all the time.
Mhm.
And I'd say, "How do you keep anything in your Jeep safe?" And he goes, "You don't take it with you, or
Yeah.
you carry it in wherever you're going." And it I noodled on it for a little bit, and suddenly I came up with an idea, and it started out as just part-time fun for me and my son, and a way to pay for his college. And all my Jeep buddies started telling me, this is better than anything out there. And we kind of turned it into a full-time business 3 years ago.
Nice, because
Awesome.
when I had my Jeep, it was just basically I had a couple pieces of wood that I made as a lid, and that was about it. I'd probably seen it on Jeep Forum or something, and was just like, well, that's simple enough, I guess. And but people could open the lid up if my top was down, and yeah, they were in it. So how long have you been doing these parts?
It's been the Jeep stuff for probably since 2016 when I first launched it.
Okay.
And then right at the beginning of 2019, I went full-time, left aviation completely.
Oh, nice. Are you surprised coming from the car side of all the similarities to the off-road world, except car guys get in trouble in the streets where you can take your vehicle off-road and but you don't really get in a lot of trouble that way. Do you see any similarities to that, or like the adrenaline, or?
Yeah, I mean, Brandon and I talk about it all the time. He's still, he goes out wheeling every weekend, every chance he gets. Me, I've got a 2014 Sahara, it's built well, but I don't want to break it.
Right.
So I'll go out and I'll do stuff, but the guys that go out and do the heavy metal mash and stuff, that's not for me. I'd still rather go sideways, but I love, coming up with new things and how to build stuff for other people.
Right. Right. And of course, Jeep had to have been the first stop, like you were saying, because Jeep dominates everything. Till Bronco, I'm telling you, Bronco is gonna hopefully we pull some Toyota people and we all gang up on Jeep. I'm kidding, but no, it's competition though is a good thing for both brands. And of course, Ford came out with their own lid that was just kind of a half attempt, really, because I think Ford had so many ideas and they can't really execute
everything and see what sticks.
Yeah, but they can't execute everything, and I think that's where aftermarket like you guys see the need. You obviously you had the idea way before Ford was announcing the Bronco, and you see the Bronco coming, and that has to kind of as a guy who likes to build things, get the mouth watering of oh man, there's finally a new market to play with.
Well, it's even worse because within the first couple hours when they went live for the orders, my order was in, and I still don't have a build date.
Oh man!
So whose Bronco have you been building on?
I found two locals that had theirs already, and convinced them, let us bring it into the shop so I can get the measurements, see how everything works, start prototyping it up, and they get them. They got the product for free in both of their vehicles, and they're happy. So
nice. Well, so the question for me is, and I know our viewers are, so what is your build that you're waiting on?
Mine's a Wild Track. So it was a Wild Track with a Sasquatch package.
Okay.
I had to, and it was a hard top, the painted black top. So that got deleted. And then the Sasquatch package got deleted because of the EPA requirements, and they're only building 30% Sasquatches to go on Wild Tracks. And the dealer is like, well, we could put the bigger wheels and tires on it when you get it. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of in the business. I'll get my own.
Yeah. Well, Wild Track should be standard with the Sasquatch package.
It should be, but it's not.
Because that's what they were selling it as is it came with everything except skid plates, and it was supposed to come standard with the hard top. But well, that's a bummer though that you that's as a manufacturer, you're day one trying to get in there to get it so you can make parts for these things. And I know I was at SEMA last year, and there was no manufacturer really owned any of those Broncos. So they were like anybody they could find to throw parts on.
we were in a kid's playground, essentially seeing like pretty much every Bronco that was actually produced.
Yeah,
much,
it seemed like
were there modified.
because typically at SEMA, the last 3 years, I've had 10 to 12 vehicles with my Slipstream on it.
Oh yeah,
in all the Jeep builds and everything. So this year is going to be a focus on getting them on the Broncos too.
Would you? So you just have product. You don't have a booth at SEMA though, right?
No, I did a booth when we first started. You know, it just seemed really cool. Let's get a booth and see. You know, you're somebody, and I just didn't get a lot out of it.
It's expensive. Those booths are way expensive.
And for a small business, it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you don't get you don't get any time to go out and see anything else that's out there, really.
Yeah.
And I just started running into more people that were wanted to have my system in their vehicle on their build, and would be in all the big booths and everything. And it just seemed that was a smarter way to go.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine for what these kit, the basic kit's what, $1,200 roughly. So that's probably, because I know what SEMA booths cost, and yeah, you could throw a few kits to vehicles and it's like way cheaper than. And people are, especially SEMA builds, they're always happy to promote your product, much like we are, because you guys have kind of worked with us, and we're excited to put your product on our vehicle. So with the Bronco, what were some of the challenges to, because you said it's similar to Jeep, but there has to be a few things you're just like head scratchers of like, well, that don't make sense.
We were just head scratching a moment ago.
Yeah. So
I feel like I've been in the room with you there.
Yeah. Actually, Ford did really well with fixing a lot of the things Jeep,
oh, look at the Jeep guy shaking his head.
Yeah, they did. I mean, honestly.
So there's things that I like, and it's actually a little bit simpler for the attachment of the system and the pieces and parts. A couple of things I don't like on the build is I hate their soft top. I'm not a fan.
Right.
The mechanism that comes down the clamp, at first I thought that was really cool, neat option. You're going to fold it up, but it really is more in the way.
Right.
You want to do that all the time. And what I found is, as we were doing the development, you have to watch that, because a lot of people will slam that top down, for the hooks to engage, and that's plastic.
Oh, wow.
So the spring holder on it, if you've got a soft top, go look at yours. It's got just these really, really small plastic tabs holding the spring in place. And I've already seen and talked to people that have broken theirs. So got to watch for that. The biggest thing is I don't like the speakers on the roll bar.
Right.
Because that doesn't allow, like in the Jeep world, we can fold the folding top completely up and stand it up against the back seats. But the speakers are in the way because they're at a 45-degree angle and sticking down. So they hit the tail skin when you want to do the first fold. And, we went back and forth with, trying different tail skin sizes and everything, going with a shorter rear panel. But then if you go shorter with it, when you go to do the second fold, it's not going to clear it because it's longer that way. So, that's the biggest challenge. But for figuring that out, it's more of just the functionality of how you use it. Is as you fold that panel up, pull the middle and the front pins, and you pull it out, and you can actually remove it. And the one thing that's nice is the Bronco is all aluminum for all its large panels. So because of that, you're going to have to pull the top out to lift it up to have all the space open.
Right.
It's lighter weight by half than it being steel as made in the Jeep. The Jeep will eventually transition to aluminum, but in the world we live in today, aluminum's a lot more expensive than steel. And we all know where all that's gone the last 16 to 24 months. So
and just in general, all these manufacturers are trying to build these vehicles as light as they can for just EPA rule, trying to get fuel economy out of everything. So yeah, aluminum was definitely the way to go on these things. So what was with the Bronco? What was the first thing that you were like, okay, this might be, I could do different than Jeep. I can set my product for this maybe a little different, or is there any way to set these two products kind of that they're their own products, but yet kind of, I don't know how I'm asking this. Are there differences to this that make, like, if you have a Bronco, like that you can do this that you can't do with the Jeep, or are they just similar?
No, it's actually, we incorporated all the same functionality.
Okay.
The nice thing is too is, so in each kit, you have the ability to just change two of the brackets that run front to back that bolt to the body tub underneath.
Mm-hmm.
One is for the hard top, and one set is for the soft top.
Okay.
So all you do, if you want to switch in between hard top and soft top through the year, you just pull 4 different bolts and swap those parts out.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's easier. I like how in the Bronco, we didn't have to do what we call the wing skin sitting on the body tub like it does on the Jeep, because there's nothing on the Jeep to bolt structure to underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you do on the Bronco by pulling those 2 plastic panels on your sidewalls.
You're right.
So there's 2 factory nuts welded in on both sides. So we were able to use that for creating the bracketry, and it's the same attach point for the soft top.
Right. So obviously you've got well over 100 kits out. What's been the feedback with these?
It's really been all over the place. I mean, we're on several of the forums out there, and certainly, everybody's going to use their vehicle a little bit differently. So they're all going to have, kind of a different, feedback of each.
We haven't had any negativity at
Good.
all.
Awesome.
It's been phenomenal. It's more of finally, or hey, I'll order it as soon as my Bronco comes in. I'm waiting on it.
Well, tell them, hey, manufacturing takes a minute, so maybe if you order it now, by the time it gets there.
Actually, there were a few people on the forums that said, I don't have a build date yet, but I want to make sure that I want to get one of your first 100 kits, so that when my Bronco is there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we've had several of our viewers who already had wheels, tires, everything sitting.
They have a garage full of parts waiting for their Bronco and didn't have a build date at the time. And now, like one, for example, Anna Smith, who is one of our viewers, he literally had like pretty much a whole other truck sitting in his garage waiting for his Bronco to come and swap it out.
Right. Right. So any feedback from Ford on this stuff? Has they reached out and said, hey, we like this?
I would like them to realize that, because I've got 2 full patents on the whole thing, they can come talk to me anytime.
Oh yeah, I've talked to some people that make parts for these, and they were like, hey, if they want it, come get it.
Let's have a combo.
Well, and it's kind of like you can tell that they licensed the one that they make.
Mm-hmm.
From another company that's been doing it for Jeep for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because it's the same thing. It's a bolted in box.
Right.
And if that's what you want and that fits your budget,
great.
It works.
Yeah.
I tell people, I've been using this for years in the Jeep world. A comparison is like buying a sport model Jeep, with a basic system that's made from that other country.
Mm-hmm.
Comparing it to a Rubicon on 37s with a 4-inch lift.
Mm-hmm.
They both do basically the same thing, but one just does it really, really better.
Yeah, it's like having lockers or no lockers. Sometimes you just got to send it, and sending it doesn't usually send it, and it gets you in trouble eventually. And where lockers, easy go, you just take your time and have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're out there marketing this thing a little bit now. How because I know you'll be in East Tennessee this fall or late summer. How do you think the Jeep guys are going to take Broncos maybe starting to show up to some of these events, because they're Jeep events in name, but really they're kind of off-road events?
Well, not some of them are and some of them aren't.
right, which is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, don't think there was no Broncos at Jeep Beach.
Right.
There was none.
One at Easter Jeep.
I think there was 2 at Easter Jeep.
So at Easter Jeep proper, because I know like Bronco Nation, they had their own little outside thing.
Yeah, Bronco Safari was last week, but during Easter Jeep, and they were mostly just show vehicles or stuff like that. But And I don't think we didn't really get a chance to get out on the trails at Easter Jeep, but
No.
There were a few that were, hanging around within the vendor show. And
I did see somebody getting away with attending maybe it was a Toyota show. It was either an exclusive Toyota show or an exclusive Jeep show, because they put, whether it was Jeep or Toyota, on the very front grill and like blacked out their Bronco on the front. And they were like, well, look, I belong. So
like taking the Jeep grill and just putting it.
Yeah. Well, there used to be there still is a Nissan event in Moab. I think it's going on maybe right now or pretty close. And yeah, the guys would end up selling their Xteras or whatever, and they move. It's a gradual process. You're eventually going to go to Jeep, whether you like it or not. Till Bronco's out, but eventually, those guys that sort of had off-road vehicles, but they weren't all the way. They eventually moved to Jeep, and they would come back to the event and just stick a Jeep grill or something on the front of their vehicle. It was always fun.
I don't know if Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, it's big.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
About 5,000 plus Jeeps coming in to Pigeon Forge. So you might see a couple of manufacturers maybe having it there, but well, my Bronco will be around.
I can tell you that, because I have to cover the event. So, and I have a Gladiator now, but I'm pretty sure the Gladiator will be gone by then. So, and that is it. Like, so with, obviously Wrangler you do stuff with. Are there other Jeep stuff that you guys are looking into, or other products out there, or other brands?
So we make an underseat Gladiator lock box.
Okay.
So it is all metal. It is 3 tops, hinge tops. So we even have an enclosure over the factory jack. So if you're running a lift and bigger tires and your jack's pretty worthless, take it out and you've got a secondary lockable compartment. So the only option that's out there right now, besides ours, is the one from Mopar that's made out of plastic.
Okay.
So, and one thing that, because of my background in aviation and, military contracts and doing stuff like that with, higher end aircraft, not, smaller airplanes, is I go to different shows and events in other industries, and I'm always looking for that next thing that makes it better. Either in manufacturing or accessories and stuff like that. So I went to the SHOT Show in Vegas in January, and I found a manufacturer that does all the gun cases foam. And now we have a 1-inch piece of gun case foam that lines the bottom of it.
Oh, nice.
And we're working on it with another company to make a bag that goes on the inside. So it's almost like a camera bag that you can move dividers around, Velcro dividers and composite panels, for like high-end camera cases. So that way, if you want to separate your M4 from a couple of pistols and things like that, you can. And it's in a quality gun bag material inside the box itself. So things like that we're doing. Something that you're going to dig for the Bronco, we've been doing it for over a year with the Jeep, is our full width slide floor.
I've seen that. Yes, I have seen that.
So the slide floor, you can also make that a drawer with a drawer top that bolts on. So you can have an adjustable height drawer that's 4 to 6 inches tall.
Okay. Yeah, nice. I think I have what you're talking about up. Maybe.
No, that's actually, that's another one. So that's our raised top. So for the overlanding crowd that wants to have a slide out fridge, most fridges are extremely tall. So what we do is we make a raised top in either 4-inch or 8-inch. So you can take the folding top off and put a raised top on, so you get more underneath height.
Oh, nice.
And the back door actually flips up on hinges and locks, and you can slide a big 70-quart fridge in and out and still be completely covered with Slipstream.
Nice.
Maybe that's it.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, and I will say, especially because you guys in the area that you're at, obviously you can get out away from cell service and stuff there. I mean, we're I guess we're kind of babied here on the East Coast a little bit, where we pretty much have cell service everywhere. But yeah, so true overland guy that's not just building a rig and then drives it into the mall. This is stuff you definitely want, because you have to have tools, and a lot of that stuff has to be secured. And the idea of, yes, you still have a slide out drawer, or like you were saying with the refrigerator system, like, yeah, if you're going out there at some point, your ice cooler is never going to cut it anymore. So you need to be able to adapt and move into more modern systems. But no, I like that drawer system.
Actually, the thing that kind of put that together was, I didn't like how regular refrigerator slide outs are only the width of the fridge itself. So that means you're drilling holes in your floor. None of my stuff, none of our designs actually do anything with drilling into the Jeep, except the older like TJs that don't have mounting points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we find all the different mounting points and make the bracketry and do the engineering properly, so you can use everything. So you can even still use your under storage compartment underneath your floor.
Oh, nice.
So like I came out with a slide floor, and then I had a guy call me and he says, I really want a drawer because my dog sits back there, but I want to keep my drone and my pistol in a drawer. So it was, I don't want to make a drawer as a complete unit by itself, and then also make a slide floor that you got to choose one or the other.
Right.
So we actually just engineered it so you can, within 6 bolts, you can actually pull the drawer top off and have a full slide out floor to put whatever you want on it.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So you are able to adapt and kind of with changing. Yeah, that's a lot of times you get with these Chinese made products from the big label brand that it's you get one option and that's it. And even those are fairly expensive for what you're paying for. So to be able to adapt is pretty cool. I see you also are doing Molly panels. I'm assuming with like the rack system for Bronco that you can do this Molly system as well.
Yeah, so we do the Molly panels on the folding top, and we actually have it already pre-engineered, holes already pre-drilled for a Molly panel on the wall.
Oh, okay.
On the front wall. So we don't do the sidewalls, because if you start doing the sidewalls, you're basically creating a box, which is eliminating your storage in one side of the inner wall, and also your AC, your plug-in, and your light. Right. So I don't like having anything in the way of what the factory created. We're going to make the outer structure better and have more room. And that's what separates, Diabolical Slipstream from anything else that's out there, is you can still put a set of clubs in the back.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Or a long gun bag.
Yeah. Will a Barrett still fit back there is all I care about. Because Barrett's, they're built like 5 miles from my house here.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Right down the street.
Yeah. So as long as a 50 cal will still sit back there, and that's probably, I'm assuming, why you put the porthole in. I mean, 50 cal guy was going to want this. So with, you were talking about storage boxes with the JT. Is there any way to work around that with Bronco? Because unfortunately Ford seemed to be, that's the one spot under the back seats that they just seem to like go, people don't care.
Oh, you're talking back seat storage.
Yeah.
Because so what you got to remember is you got to look at the design, and a lot of people, miss this part of it. And I try and look at the big picture on everything.
Sure.
As I come up with something is, if you do a box underneath, now you just took away the functionality of your seat folding flat.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like that's more function. So if you eliminate the need to have the box under the seat, now you've got the storage unit in the back that you can put as many boxes or whatever you want on the inside back there, and it's 100% secure.
Right. Okay. I didn't know because I like in our Gladiator, we like to be able to just store stuff under those seats, and because we're ball coaches as well, our daughter's in softball, so we're always throwing jackets under there or something that just you don't need quick access to all the time. But I see the opportunity with the Bronco there. They got the post for the seats, and I'm just like, man, it just seems like they missed. Somebody needs to come up with something a little bit there.
Well, especially for us, we don't fold the seats flat often. Like, it's not something we do. We use the seats for seats for the majority of the time. So for us, it would make sense to have, like we do in the Gladiator, to have some storage. But I get your point too, is like, you want to build something that's going to make sense for the long haul, not a temporary situation dependent upon the person's, usage of their vehicle. But I know
what you start running into is you start running into how much room can you actually get under there.
Yeah.
And what you're going to put, because like say you want to put, a backpack or a purse back there underneath that seat, it's only that tall and not that deep, and it's not going to fit it.
Yeah.
By the time you make a box and bracketry to fit, and so it just comes down to, it can be done. I mean, there's one of those other companies that has been known for doing the center consoles and under the seat, and I mean they're literally about 3 inches tall, if that.
Yeah. What's the use of it?
Yeah.
From that perspective.
I'd rather, you're able to grab, pull the seat down, open up the access panel, use the molly panel that's on the wall to, stick something or attach something to, and still have the whole back end, available.
I do have to say that that's something that you guys do really well, is that access panel. And that was a huge thing for us when we were checking out your products and stuff, is because it is to your point, quick fold down, get in the access, you've got that extra ability to do that. So that was great job on that, because I think that's a huge miss on some of the other products that are out there, because you can't get in there that way. Yeah. So I think that's a good point.
I'd love to see them at it, because then they're infringing on my patent. So,
we have a viewer here saying he's looking for storage boxes for the tailgate. All he's finding are the table or molly panels. Anything like that maybe down the road for you guys?
So I get this all the time with people want to add the tailgate trail tables, or they want to add the molly panels and get all because there's some really cool molly bags and stuff out there.
Yeah.
So everything we make, so with the Slipstream, it works with every table or every molly panel or bag that attaches to it. There's American Soundbar does big subwoofer box that'll fit back there, and it all will sit below the tail skin. When you put the tail skin in on yours, when you get done,
right,
you still have the full height of your tailgate to attach stuff. And even on our slide drawer, we don't take the drawer all the way back to the tailgate, because anybody that adds that table or bags and a molly panel, they need to have at least 2.5 inches. So we stay that far forward with our drawer. So that way it still works with other people's products. That's the beauty of the design, is you might have something from Ford or somebody else that ends up creating something that you go, hey, that works for me. I need that.
Yeah.
But I still want to have my enclosure for the security system. It works with it. I mean, we have people do some really cool stuff and weird stuff with our systems because of the functionality, and sleeping in the back end of the vehicle with the wall folded down, and they'll put they'll go camping and they'll actually take a TV with them and set it on top of the folding top. Watch TV in bed while camping.
So you're getting away from nature, but bringing technology with you, of course.
Hey, we're guilty of that.
Oh, of course I am.
We have our phones with us all the time.
Oh no, the Jeep and the Bronco, those sport bars are perfect amount of 55-inch plasma back there. Come on, I mean, at some point, yeah. So what's up with these rail rack or not rail rack? These, I guess it's a padded stuff that you're able to attach to your.
It does say rail rack.
Oh, it does say. I'm sorry.
So what I started seeing in the Jeep world is a lot of friends of mine, doing SEMA builds or just everyday use. They would, power tanks are a big thing in the Jeep world that I start seeing them on the Broncos too. They would mount the power tank on the folding top, so that means they were drilling holes in the folding top. And me not being an aircraft guy, not like drilling holes that you don't need. And it kind of made it to where they couldn't use the top then. So with the rail, I came up with, that's an all aluminum. It attaches to the tie down rails, and it's got a nut plate channel on the inside. So you can put that on and you can still pull the folding top out from underneath it.
Okay.
And that way you can use that to mount high lift jacks. You can mount power tanks. Brandon's got a great setup on his. He's got
compressor and an air tank.
Compressor and an air tank mounted on his.
Oh, nice.
For airing up.
Yeah, because I've seen other people trying to mount air compressors in the back of these things, and there just doesn't seem to be a great way of doing that. So that does seem like a really good solution. And I will say, I'm always wary of putting a high lift jack anywhere, because in you daily drive the thing, that's the last thing I need to go through my family's head is a high lift jack. So I like that it's behind the seat. It's just a little more secure. It seems like that way.
Yep.
Because I've seen some crazy. Well, you're Jeep, like I'm sure you've seen just crazy. People don't think about when they're mounting things. It just looks cool, but sometimes it is a little scary.
Yeah, we've and what's I've had a couple over the years, probably about 3 or 4 stories where people contacted me, after they were in an accident, at speed. And, they had a slipstream system, and, all of them had either their gear bags or toolboxes in the back end, and it kept them from coming forward. So that was a really cool thing. And it's like, you want to ask them for, hey, can you send us pictures? But you don't want to say send us pictures.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a buddy of mine that makes bumpers for these Broncos, man. He was actually in an accident in his own and his bumper like took the hit, and it did exactly what it's supposed to. But it's like, you can't show, like, you want to show these things, but then you don't want to show these things as well. You're like, just kind of let it be.
Yeah.
Because you start opening yourself up to everything. But what other options are there for these racks if people want to bolt more things onto it?
For the racks or for the other accessories?
Well, for the accessories for this system that you.
So you got the molly panels, you got the rack, you got the marine deck mats.
Okay.
Those are EVA foam. For 4 to 6 months, I was trying different kinds of rubber on the top, and rubber stays hot. Rubber smells like cigarette smoke when it gets hot. It would curl the edges because of the heat out here, for being topless all the time, and it'd be like touching the hood of your car. So brutal hot. People wanted to put their dogs up there, or you just want to put anything up there and it just cook it. And I happened to go on a trip, vacation down to Florida, spent some time with my sister, went out on her boat, and being barefoot on that type of marine deck mat, I was like, this is really cool. So we looked at it and we worked out a deal with, that stuff's really expensive stuff.
Oh, I bet.
Don't call a boat manufacturer and ask for pricing. You'll really find it. They are very proud of that EVA foam. But it's we have it in a couple of colors, kind of the most popular ones. I've had the Bronco guys ask for, hey, we got that, that kind of like light blue and the orange as the different accent colors.
Yeah.
In the hand, the grab handles and stuff. And, can you get that? It's like, you can, but with the volume that I have to order, to keep it reasonable where we're at with it, it doesn't work. I just tell them, contact, a specific, boat manufacturer. They can do it, and they've got hundreds of colors, and you can do full on custom. It's just going to cost you a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, I think people lose with some of the, there's all these big manufacturers out there, and I think sometimes people lose sight of, the Smitty builds and all that. And they're like, oh, it's just so cheap. But they don't realize that company buys all this stuff in tonnage. Like if they want to, and for American made companies to, if you want a better, and I'm sure this is way better quality than if China was going to do something like this. You've got to pay to play a little bit. And I don't mind. I know for us, definitely this is on our to-do list to order from you, because I like the idea of, we do have a dog. I would hate to see him jump on the back of this thing and do that. What was the most popular color you said?
Right now it's actually either the black and red or the black on black. We call that ghosted.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Yeah, the black on black.
I like the black on black a lot.
We had one order come in one time, and it was kind of a mist color, and it's kind of like a gunmetal blue
steel,
blue steel. And we've got a few more of those left, and those look really good on the blue Bronco, the dark blue.
The Area 51. Yeah.
No, the other one.
The cactus gray.
No, the antimatter. Is that it?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
That really pops with it.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't show it on the website because we only have a few of them. They just screwed up the order.
Yeah.
So I usually ask people when they order, what color is your Bronco? You know, and, pass that color on to them. Like I did a custom color on my Jeep, and I've got the tan and black. Mm-hmm. And I did it a little bit differently, but that color goes with my amped orange color.
Yeah, I almost thought that was like a wood for a minute, just from the picture, just kind of a quick
glance.
I
wanted that kind of like teak look that you see on the boat match. Yeah.
Well, what's any future plans with Bronco? Anything that sparked your interest that you guys want to, break the news right here?
I was gonna say, I'm waiting for that question.
Yeah. I keep getting asked, when are you doing the 2-door? When are you doing the 2-door? When are you doing the 2-door?
When you can find one.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Anybody in Utah with a 2-door, I'm sure they would like to talk to you.
At our show back at the end of February, I had 2 local guys come to me, and both of them are dealers, used car lot dealers, and they both have one.
Right.
And I give them the dates that I'm available, and they said they'd bring it over, and
no show.
Oh,
it's crickets. So.
Well, I know there are some viewers and listeners in the area. So guys, go to their web. Well, I challenge anybody to go to their website and just check out the products, because I've been very impressed. Go to your Instagram I love your Instagram. I was it you two or you and your son or somebody were at the movies or something the other day or something in Michigan, and then
we were at Letterkenny.
Oh, Letterkenny, that's right. I was very jealous of that. Yeah, I was very jealous of that, but at least go follow their social medias and see what they're up to. Go ahead, Kelly.
So one of our viewers came in late. She said, "Can you remove the top of the car?" Oh, Jody. No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Jody. Hey. Said join late. Can you remove the top of the cargo enclosure if you want to load your dogs in the back?
Absolutely. You can leave it out.
Yeah, because it's some pins, right? I've seen. Watch your video. There's these little pins that you just pull out and it.
Yep, they're 6 pins hold the folding top in place, and you can actually pull that top out, fold it up, and you can actually stick it behind your rear seat in the wall and hold it there so your dogs can still be in the back end.
Awesome. I know that's a big question for us. So we do have another one of our viewers, Omnipotent Elon. Can the doors fit in the back with only the top removed from the kit, or must the entire kit come off?
So yeah, the doors, unfortunately, the front doors won't fit back there. Not standing up straight behind the seats. We haven't had a chance to try it with them at an angle because we have a frame system. This is what sets us apart from everybody else. We have a full frame system vertically and that the folding top sits on. And those frames sit inside of the roll bars. A couple of inches off the roll bar, so you lose the width in being able to go with the front doors, because the front doors, I believe, are 42 inches wide, and we're about 38 inches.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately, no, and just kind of like where we're at and what we talk to people about too, the Jeeps and everything. Anybody that pulls their doors off, they're not taking them with them.
I'm a Jeep guy, and my doors would never go in the back. They go in the garage.
But your doors are a lot bigger on the Jeep.
They are, yeah.
But that is one thing with our Gladiator where we're just like, we've got this one spot that we put the Jeep doors when we take them off because they're away from everything else because they're so massive and you don't want them to knock over or scratch up or things like that. But we will definitely give it a try at an angle and let you know what we find out from that perspective.
Right. No, I definitely think nobody's ever putting their doors back. I'm never going off-roading going, you know what?
No, because you're going to be great damage on it.
Yeah.
Well, like we're going to Moab, and that was part of the requirement of the Airbnb because we're 2 Broncos that are going. our buddy from Lifestyle Off-Road and ourselves, and the requirement was we had to have a garage so we could put the doors in.
Yeah, I want to store
this
this
stuff. So that's a
stuff.
requirement for us because we're not taking them. To your point, we're not taking them off-road with us.
Yeah, no, not at all. I've got a picture of these little so I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Yeah.
This looks like the quick release. Is that right? The top?
Yep. Those are the quick release pins. There's 6 of them on the folding top, 4 on the wall in all 4 corners. And within 60 seconds, you can pull the top and the wall out and use the entire back end of your Bronco.
Right, which you cannot do with the manufacturers. You're stuck with that top, or it's all or nothing. So that's definitely a plus to that. Guys, in the comments, if you have any questions, please bring them. And we appreciate Alan, we appreciate your time being on here with us. What are some of the things that people? You're at a Jeep show. What are some of the things about your product? They're like, hey, but does it do this?
I mean, it's usually somebody comes up and asks a question. Come on, you got to hit me with something harder than that because we show them. So
yeah, I've done enough trade shows that I know usually there's always that question. You're just like
the one question that I always get is, like for the Slipstreams is, can I throw my spare tire up on the top of the Slipstream because I don't want to carry it on the tailgate,
right?
And that's probably one of the biggest ones. And absolutely you can.
Well, because there's a picture of Alan standing on it, right?
Right.
Yeah. We tell people 150 pounds, it'll hold more than that.
Yeah.
Especially if you also add the molly panels because it's adding structure to the actual top itself. But you still got to lift 150 plus pounds up there.
Yeah, I'm not a guy who likes taking the tire goes on the back of it. I've never understood Jeep guy that's like, because I see them everywhere, the little mall crawlers around here, they don't like the tire back there. And then they have 4 tires and I'm like, what are you going to do when you have a flat? Or they're on the trails and I'm like,
yeah.
Or you'll see the 32-inch factory tire that they're too cheap to buy the right size. And I'm like, please put that on the rear of that axle and watch what happens when they're spinning at the wrong speeds.
And so for us coming from the Nissan world, we would remove our spare under it because that gives you more clearance. But we also had an aftermarket bumper that we put on the back where we put our 33-inch tire on the back because, to his point, we're not going wheeling without a spare tire because that's when you blow a sidewall that you didn't expect to blow.
Well, and I don't want to pull a 150-pound tire off the roof rack. That's the next thing of off-roading. I do not understand. Sure, it looks like you're a Camel trophy truck, but guess what? They have like 3 people there ready to pull that thing off so they can get back on the trail. So I don't have that on the side of the interstate.
One of the things that I try and stress when we go to, usually people are coming to the show to see it because they've seen it online. They follow on Facebook or Instagram. They've seen the reviews. The reviews are phenomenal. If we're proud of, if you really want the best system, it's kind of ours, patting myself on the back. But because it offers things that none of the other stuff does. Yeah. And they want a chance to actually physically come up and see it and go, oh yeah,
see how it works.
This really does. Because people don't realize it's actually 26 parts bolted all together that gives it that functionality.
I know I've got like 5 boxes in my living room, so I do understand. I understand that.
It's 4 boxes.
Well, the other thing is people, because out here, everybody looks for, bigger wheels and tires, bigger lift, bumpers, skid plates, rock slide, steps, all that kind of stuff. And they're like, well, I probably wouldn't use this that much. And I tell them it's really for the person that's the everyday person. And I'll use your example that you said that you guys coach softball or baseball. Okay. One of you is running around with the kids. You got all the bats, the helmets, the gear in the back end. And the other one calls you up and says, hey, let's meet for dinner at Chuck E. Cheese. And you go,
bats are expensive.
I'm doorless and topless. It's that everyday use of just simple gear, a backpack, what you do for your job, the things you carry in it. I've been running my system on my Jeep since, day one. And it's just so easy. You just pop tailgate open, throw something in, you close it, and you go, and you never have to worry about it at all. Yeah. Brandon runs, pretty much topless all summer long. on his, and with his compressor on it, and he's got the slide floor in the, in his Jeep, and all his gear bags and everything in there, and it's peace of mind.
Yeah. And I will definitely say we have been in that situation where, oh man, we've got in the Gladiator where we've got the doors off, maybe even just the doors off, but we've had the doors and the top off, and we just came from softball, and I guess we're going to Sonic because we can't go and sit anywhere in a restaurant because our stuff may not be there when we come back out.
You want to go to a movie, you want to go,
yes.
if you're shopping and you're going from one store to another, you can't. You can only go to one because you can't leave anything in it.
As a guy, that's okay. We only need to go to that one store. That's it.
Well,
I'll stay in the car.
If you're going to multiple, parts stores,
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Yeah.
Gotta go to ABC store. Gotta get your liquor.
Yeah.
Go to Robbie's Guns and Go.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, because there's nothing illegal about keeping all your ammunition with your liquor at the same time, right?
Depends on the state.
You're in Tennessee. There's no issues.
Well, we have moonshine everywhere.
I was gonna say it depends on your state.
So Kelly, we got one here.
Okay, so 00 Buckshot says, "Are you working on anything for the top rack for the Bronco that you're willing to
the
share?"
roll bar?
It's kind of an open-ended.
I guess that's kind of.
If he means the roll bar, yes. I don't want to say it online because
you got a few ideas.
We got a few ideas. Coming from the military and military contractor and stuff like that, we got some pretty cool ideas for up top for simple use, functionality, things like that. We also like to see what other like other soft top companies and stuff like that are coming out with. So that way we can see if it fits and it works with what they come out with. I get that all the time for, there's a question for, shows and events. People come up and ask, does it work with the best top Trek Top or the Trek Top Pro? It works with all of them.
Right. Because I know, like you were saying, the soft top, I don't mind the soft top, but it's pretty fragile. So I know there's best top in our future for ours.
So it's really nice is the best top keeps the back end more like a Jeep to where you've got you don't have that big crossbar frame.
Yeah.
So you can unzip it and roll it up and take it off that way, the rear panels. And you you lose those clips, which is nice. Somebody actually installed one on their Jeep with their Bronco with the Slipstream and actually sent us pictures that we could share and show people. It works perfectly with our rear brackets.
Oh, nice. So Bronco 78 says, how does the front access lock so you can't get into it from behind the seat, or does it?
So what you don't see, and if you could, I don't know if you can zoom in on the picture you got on your left where you see the inside from the tailgate, there's the quick release pins in all four corners that go through a frame system that you don't see in the picture.
Okay.
So it is 3/8 pins that are 2.5 inches long. So they're almost like a hitch pin. So that way, if you lose one, you just go to Home Depot and get another one.
Yeah, I've seen these things everywhere. Does this front little gate lock though?
The access panel.
The access panel, yes.
Yes.
Key lock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's key locked. It's hinged. So
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it fold out. Now I thought I saw a picture at one time about it. Maybe it's on your Instagram. But Kelly, any more questions?
I thought I had one.
That's the one thing that I kind of, and Kelly, you'll have to answer this question if you're a passenger. But if you're,
I'm the driver.
Oh, she drives more than me, man.
Okay.
I ordered a Bronco for me, and I lost the day the Bronco came in. I lost the Bronco, so I have to get. I want a 2-door, but I don't know.
My wife actually drove one as a test vehicle, and after she drove it, she said, "Yeah, as soon as we don't need the Explorer anymore, this one's mine." So,
yeah, right.
The only thing that I know they did it to be different than Jeep, but the access panel on the passenger side, they split the seats to where it's 60-40 on that side versus Jeep's the other. So if you're the driver and you're the only one in it, you want to throw something in, inconspicuously, by folding the seat down, throwing a handgun, a purse, a backpack, something like that in the back. You can do it from the driver's side because you're driving and just opening the back door. Whereas that's on the other side on a Bronco.
Right.
So that's kind of an odd thing that I kind of wish I don't know if they did that because Jeep was already that way.
But I know Bronco 78, so I have their Instagram up. You can see the little lock function right here on the gate. I know this is the Jeep one. It's on the other side, but you can see the actual locking mechanism there. Because I'm sure that is every once in a while people go, well, how secure is it? And you're like, look, man, we have it laid out for you. What do you want to know?
Yeah, typical questions we'll get is, so what's stopping somebody from opening folding the back seats down and just reaching in? Because the only options out there in the past was a tonneau cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a cover, not a wall. So we get that a lot. We also get from somebody from reaching in a window and hitting the door unlock.
Right.
So people don't know, and I don't know if you've played with it with your vehicle, so you know it, is if you don't have the key, once you lock it and walk away, the locks are disengaged.
Yes.
You have to be within a certain proximity for the key fob to work.
Yes, and there you can see Bronco 78. You can see here's the lock to it and all that. And eventually anything, if somebody wants to get into something bad enough, eventually that person will find a way. I mean, you're not saying this is a vault.
They're not going to do it quietly, though.
A professional thief is going to steal your vehicle.
Right. Yes, yes. They'll disassemble this at home.
Take the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
So
Right. Well, any more questions, Kelly?
Yeah. Bronco 78 says, are these enclosures going to work? I know you said it works with a lot of products, but his main question is, are these going to work with the slide out tailgate when people are actually able to get them? So I think he's talking specifically the Ford tailgates.
Yeah, it's that one that I showed you that it's hard to say. Sure. I hadn't actually seen one of those in person. I've just seen a few of those just kind of on forums and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they're replacing that whole floor subsystem, which could interfere.
Sure, has yet to be seen.
Yeah. I will say they are impressive. I will say, because I got to see one a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize they were all metal. So it's a metal tailgate you pull out, which is pretty impressive. I believe, this is the Bronco version here, Bronco 78. So it's on the other side, like he was saying. And then you can see it's flipped up as well, because that was where you were talking about the speakers. You can't flip it all the way back because of the speakers, right?
Correct.
Which isn't like, for me, I don't know, that would be a like bother us at all, because you're still
just comes down to understanding how it works, because once you've gone that far with it, it's because you're putting something tall in the back, so you just pop the pins and you pull it out. It's 30 seconds to pull the top off.
Yeah, no, that looks nice. The only bummer is it hides that light back there, so when
that extra light that you have,
that big Bronco light they put back there, which I guess actually if you have the lid shut, it's more light in the lid.
So somebody did ask, and they asked this question because they know how I feel about it. Do you have anything coming for cup issues, like cup holders?
Yes, you wouldn't believe Ford did not put cup holders in a 4-door in the rear.
In the 4-door, unless you got leather, there are no cup holders. So in an entire 4-door vehicle, you have 2 cup holders in the front seat, and that's it.
You know what? Well, I tell you what, this would work even better. So take a cup holder, an aftermarket one that you can put an actual bottle in or whatever. Right off your shoulder, the wing wall has space about that wide that's past the seat that you could actually mount. That would be right there. So
you could sticky mount that if you really wanted.
You could sticky mount, or you could drill and mount, because it's aluminum, so it's real easy.
No, I'm not drilling in.
So you could actually put a cup holder or something right there.
Yeah, no, Ford in their wisdom, why they thought nobody would actually want cup holders in a vehicle, but you'll get in an Explorer and you got 18 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But and here's a better picture, guys, of how quick those mounts are. You can see right there. It's just, those pins are pretty easy to take away. I will say this now. This is my tough question for you guys. How does this thing rattle?
So good question. We get that all the time. So on the folding top where it sits on the frame channel, we supply 1/8 inch thick hard rubber and 1/2 inch wide the squish foam. That's kind of like the easy stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the only moving parts are the pins. Okay. Because it's 40 bolts go together, carriage bolts. So those wire pins, even if the pin is in tight, the wire is independent, the wire clip on it. So you can hear that moving a little bit. I mean, it's that critical. And an easy thing for that is either put a little piece of rubber on it or a piece of duct tape around it, just so you just don't hear that little piece of metal.
Right. Or realize you're in an off-road vehicle and
and you're going to have some.
This is the intent of off-road vehicles.
It's not a Lexus.
Right.
So,
which, man, not a Lexus. Like some Bronco people didn't realize, I think, that they were buying a vehicle with a removable top, and they're like, it's so loud. And you're like, oh my God, it's an off-road toy.
One thing they got right though that Jeep, doesn't have is they've got that extra bit of recline for the seat.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize we were monkeying with a review vehicle we had. Was that where we realized
the first edition?
Yeah, where we realized it went down a little bit.
I think it was the first edition. Yeah.
Which you wouldn't think that little bit of about an inch of recline would matter, but and I'm never sitting back there, but I assume it matters.
Trust me, after about 2018, we started getting a lot of requests in the Jeep world for does it work with the seat recline kit, which were little plastic blocks that you unbolt the rear seat, put them in, put the bolt back in, so it tilts the seat. That required re-engineering 6 parts.
Oh, wow.
Just to move the wall back 3/4 of an inch.
Right.
Wow.
And people don't realize that's a lot of money at the end of the day to start manufacturing stuff. Well, I see we're being spammed by some mod got it.
Thanks, Airplane Mike.
So what should we're opening up our box. We're hopefully do it this Saturday. What should we expect? What are we going to pull our hair out about? What am I going to be trying to text you going, hey, what do I do here? I mean, clearly you have a pretty good YouTube channel that lays it out really well, but is there something that I'm going to be like, I just don't understand this?
It's pretty simple. We don't have the written instructions done yet because those are a little bit more clinical and trying to get good CAD pictures to go with it. So that's why we do the walkthrough video. It is pretty simple. Just watch the video one time first, kind of fast forward through the parts where I'm doing everything with hand tools.
Okay.
There's no drilling. There's no modifying your vehicle. You don't even have to take the top off to install it. That's the beauty of the system. And if you got any questions, it's my phone number on the website. I answer the phone much to my wife's dismay sometimes. Even on Mother's Day, somebody put a part on backwards and it's like, no, just spin that around. And, if I have to FaceTime with them, I'm there to help. So
FTN Bubba said that he is, well, 2 things. He had actually said earlier that he was one that the spring had broken. And then he also said, Alan is the man when it comes to customer service. He actually called me and sent an email when I had a question installing mine. So kudos to you. And I will say that that's something that we've talked about on the channel a lot, is that customer service is huge, especially when you're coming out of the gate into a new vehicle with such a fan base already and people that haven't gotten their vehicles yet. They're waiting. And like you guys said, you've got people that are sitting here going, I'm not quite ready because I don't have a build date yet. So they're kind of scoping out to see what's all out there before they pull that trigger and really kind of jump on the product. So coming out of the gate into the Bronco world with great customer service is going to go far for sure.
Yeah.
We had a guy when we were down at Jeep Safari that had called Alan, and we're right in the middle of the show. We got people coming by and asking questions, and Alan's like, hey, can you watch things? I got to take this call real quick. And it was one of our Bronco guys. It was like, hey, I'm doing my install right now, trying to work through this problem. Can you help me? And during the middle of a vendor show, he's stepping away. which is fine because I can handle at least the crowds that are coming and the questions. But that's the kind of dedication. It's like, no, I want to make sure that you're set, so we don't have to have another phone call later.
Oh yeah, no, that is because that's something you don't get with the four-wheel parts of the world. Though half the time they don't know what they're selling. Even the people in store have zero clue. I've had friends that work for them. They don't know half of what they sell.
Well, and the other thing is on the flip side of that, for protection for you guys as a brand, it's super important because so quickly in the technology that we have today, can you go from the greatest company to the worst company like that just because you took 15 minutes to respond to something or in something like that, So that's the rough world that you're living in from a manufacturer perspective. But so tell your wife it's okay.
Because I get a chance to talk to everybody. I take feedback from them. So if they're having a hard time with a certain thing, I'll get with Brandon and we'll go look at the video and say, hey, let's add a helpful tip
section in here,
and do a little thing like this. And that's how we got all the packaging to where it is, because we ship worldwide.
That's awesome. And
it has to get there because the first year and a half, we were having issues with FedEx and UPS dropping them because it's 65 pounds.
Yeah. No, my FedEx guy hates me as is. So
yeah, he does. I don't know how many times we've had sliders.
Yeah, rock sliders sent to us.
Our house.
And we've got some good friends over at White Knuckle Rock Sliders, and they will ship stuff for us to test. And and they were sending 3 sets of rock sliders to our event we used to do. Oh. And I always felt so bad for the UPS guy because I know he was cussing us like crazy. But and that's another like I think I've told you privately, like I like to find a good company. I want to I wouldn't if I didn't think like you were a good company for the community, I wouldn't have kind of talked to you and been like, hey, I want to work with your product. And like I said, there's a lot of Smitty built garbage out there, man. And sure, if you want to save a few dollars, but at the end of the day, you're not going to save a few dollars because there's always parts missing and you're never going to get parts from that. You guys, I've seen your videos and stuff from inside your shop, like where you are packaging this stuff. You guys seem to be excellent with that. Final couple questions, Kelly.
502 Bourbon Crew, and this is not the first time that this has been asked tonight. This has actually been asked a couple of times. Can you guys start an aftermarket hardtop next?
I don't think they're hardtop guys.
I know, but it's been asked multiple times tonight, so I had to address it.
Yeah. Well, no, they're actually talking about the hardtop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a true hardtop.
So I got to tell you, when I see something that I think is impressive, I pass it on too, because I think I'm more critical than the most. And Brandon, been hanging around me for about a year now, and he realizes that I critically look at everything and how things are built. And if I see something really good that I like, I pass it on. I'm pretty impressed. I haven't seen it in person, but the ADV fiberglass, I love their hood. I love the bump, their fenders.
Their fenders, yeah, they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
The problem is the money those roofs are costing, and I don't think anybody's still realized what it's going to cost to ship those things. Right. Like that's the only
potential for damage and shipment too.
Yeah, that's the only downside. And the fenders I love a lot, except like most people think, oh, I'll just buy them and bolt them right on. You're like, oh, you got to massage fiberglass a little bit. That's not a millimeter process.
But you would think in today's world, the technology, because I'm actually working with people that we can do 3D printing and make molds. So,
oh yeah, the turnaround time for that
stuff I'm looking at adding, but the tolerances should be there, and that's where it'll be real interesting to see, because I remember when they first started coming out with there's a hood manufacturer in the Jeep world, they're fiberglass hoods, and I mean you'd see 3/4 inch gap in them, and suddenly they're being made by like 3 or 4 other companies, and it's like, okay, they're all the same, they just got copied, sell it under a different name. But what I've seen from them in person, I want to say I remember seeing it at SEMA first, their booth at SEMA this past year, and I was really impressed. Now, hopefully what I saw on the vehicle there is what you're going to get every subsequent part. Is that quality?
I don't know. I've seen some stuff in the Ford booth that I hope that's not what you get, because the weld quality was horrendous.
Don't get me started on the Raptor fenders.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a whole other
but that's
show.
a whole nother rack for you to make right there. You just bolt on stuff to those fenders, man.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
You could bolt an exoskeleton on those things.
No, luckily our next Raptor is the Ranger, not the not the Bronco.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
But we do have some viewers that have some Raptors on order.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
And,
yeah, but they know how we feel.
I talked to a guy 2 weeks ago. He called me with a couple of install questions, and we talked for a half hour, just shooting the breeze. And he's got a first edition. He just got his Wild Track. That's what he was installing the kit on. And he turned down, because the dealer wouldn't sell him his Raptor at factory price, not the marked up price. So he canceled that order with him when he couldn't find a dealer to sell to him. It's like, dude, you got 3 and I can't even get 1 yet. Come on.
And that's
that's a story we've been trying to work on, because we have so many viewers that are day 1 through day 3, and we are both on lots of groups. I'm more so active in like the ladies groups and things like that. And there's a lot of ladies that are late to the Bronco because they didn't know it was coming, because it really wasn't something. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of ladies that are been with it since day 1 too. But the amount of people that I have seen that are like, oh, the weight is killing me, but I got my build date and I ordered it 4 months ago. And I'm just like, I can't even. Like, we've got our friend with Bronco Battalion, who is a day 3 reservation holder. And when we were at Bronco Supercell, she got her build date for June 13th.
Yeah.
And it's just like
July something.
Yeah, which will be July something. But it's just like, I have to be careful with my patience, because I know that there are people like you guys out there that are waiting and waiting and waiting. And there just is no rhyme or reason as to why day 1 through 3 are still waiting for vehicles.
Though I was happy that a lot of these big influencers cried to Ford about getting a Bronco, and none of them. I will say that's the one thing that Ford did not do. They didn't bow to those guys, and they were like, "No, you can wait in line like everybody else." One last question. This is a tough one. So, Brandon, in this time and day, do you get a lot of "Let's go, Brandon" when people? I imagine that's like, almost like a Karen name. It seems like anymore. Like a Brandon name now suddenly is like a public, like, "Hey, it's Brandon. Let's go."
Well, it's funny because I feel like people are cheering me on, when they say "Let's go, Brandon." So, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go wheeling. Well, guys, we are like I said, we offline. We will be in your area soon, so definitely if there's a chance to see you guys, and you can see you're probably going to inspect my Bronco and go, "Man, he did that so wrong. Why didn't he call me?"
You want me to go down there and check it out? And make sure.
Well, the pavement end says they have a 2-door and they will be in Moab in 3 days.
Oh, there you go, pavement ends.
So let them know, pavement ends. Let them know. Maybe something can happen that they can come down and do some measurements for you.
Well, but, I'm hoping that after Jeep Jam this week, my wife and we drive down to Flagstaff for the Overland Expo West next week. So I'm hoping to see some down there, maybe get some rough measurements, looking at. I'm kind of concerned with it's weird that they have both seats are independently bolted in.
Oh, wow.
Well, in the Jeep world, we sell a lot of full-size kits for a 2-door because they pull the back seat out.
Oh, okay.
And they never use it. So they can use the full depth, full width system. A few minor changes on a 2-door, but basically the same size. And then, we made something for if the seat stays in, but you only get about 12 inches of depth. It's basically just a locker is what we call it.
Right.
But at least on the Bronco 2-door, it's probably, I think it's more like 16 to 18 inches behind the seat to the tailgate. So making a thing just for it so you can keep the seats in, but how do the seats come out if they're easily out, or they really got to be unbolted, because that's the diehard overland guys that will want a wall system all the way forward up against the front seats.
All that storage. Yeah.
So
well, Justin McBride is in your area. He's a fairly big influencer within Ford's ambassador program. He has one of their 2-doors. Just a hint, you may reach out to him, and I think he's removed the seats out of his, because he's big into. I think it's McBride, Justin McBride. Let me before I tell you that, I need to probably look it up.
And he's in Salt Lake.
I believe he's in your area. Let's see, Justin and McBride.
The biggest thing is just getting somebody that can actually come over and let us
play with it for a couple hours.
Play with it for a few hours, because the great thing is I picked up a laser at the end of last year, and we do everything cutting it out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Do the CAD, cut everything out of cardboard, bolted it, and we can bolt it together, which is cool.
Yeah.
And so we get the bracketry, the sizes, the fitment as close as we can, but still leave a little bit of adjustability.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said earlier, was you get stuff from other places and bolt holes don't line up.
Yeah.
Missing hardware, the fitment's just terrible on it. Yeah, we care about that.
Well, guys, we appreciate you being on here tonight.
Yes,
I definitely want to follow
joining.
up with you guys down the road. Clearly, in 30 days, we'll be in Moab, so maybe we can follow up that way. But we're doing our damnedest, because we have 30 days to get geared up and ready to go to Moab. So, and Zach's Pizza is calling me, so I can't wait to see Zach's Pizza.
Sure is.
Is that the truck guy, Mobile Pizza?
No, Zach's
Pizza is right on the main drag in Moab. Okay. They have like a
that's the pizza one. Got it.
Yeah, they've got like a pizza buffet that they always have like running, and like they
when we're not used to altitude, so by the time we get there, our bodies are like, I gotta eat everything.
Yeah, and they have the best ranch dressing that I've ever had, and I don't know if it's because we were altitude sick before that, or whether it like legit is the best we've ever had. So yeah, we've been dreaming about it for 6 years since we've been to Moab last.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Justin McBride on
Justin B. McBride. Yeah.
Justin B. McBride on YouTube.
You can't miss him. He's got a big red beard. He's like Santa, sort of.
Well, and he's got Broncos up the top, or he's got Bronco pictures.
But he is an actual influencer for the Broncos.
Ambassador, I think is what they call him.
Well, that's the nice way of saying it. So there you go, guys. I'm going to pause this stream for a minute. We'll be right back. I want to say goodbye to our guests, but hang tight with us for just a second, if I can figure out how to do that.
I don't know how to pause the stream.
Just gonna have to do it this way because I can't figure the button out. We will talk to you in a couple weeks, and I'll let you know how the install goes, and I'll get back with you through email here shortly.
For sure.
All right, sounds good.
Bye, guys.
You guys, thank you so much. Have a great evening.
There you go, guys. That was fun. What is up, town and country, Mr. 6'100"?
It's 5'15".
Sorry, wait,
6'3". Oh no. Yes, it's 5.
I don't know. We literally were running from our softball game to get here to do the stream. So thank you guys for
so thank you for the super chat.
Of course.
We appreciate you.
Of course.
I know we probably are going to have too much fun without you, Mitchell.
Mitchell, we're driving out there though, and know that trip. It's a hell of a trip. Guys, if you'd smash that like button for me, I would greatly appreciate that. And yes, yes, our guest I think might have been mistaken about the Badlands Wild Track, but no need to get crazy in the chats. Remember, these guys he's parts manufacturers. He's not a hardcore knows everything like you guys do. But I want to say thank you to Diabolical Inc. for coming on. In full disclosure, they've given us a kit. Mm-hmm. And we're going to review the kit honestly, even though they've given us a kit.
And we prepared them for that.
Yep. And we'll go from there. And I normally would like to buy these things, but I did find
it does kind of look like a turtle shell. It's just the logo.
Yeah. But I wanted to work with this company, man, because I want to find companies like this that are, maybe don't have that mainstream 4-wheel parts Smitty built name. And I like that they're American made, and they seem like really good people, Kelly.
For sure.
I mean, they're from Michigan. Well, Alan was from Michigan, so I can't say he's go Buckeyes, but
go Big Blue.
No, go Buckeyes.
You need to hush.
Well, we don't talk about football right now, but what have they been going on in the chats, man?
Well,
I think we had a lot of spam.
Randall G. Russell, thank you so much for that super chat this evening. We so appreciate you more than you know.
We do appreciate that.
Let's see. So, of course, I have to say hello to everybody. So then we'll get into
and I apologize
conversation.
We had to jump in so fast with that one.
So I figured out a way that we can do it going forward. Is we can go ahead and say, hey, who we're about to bring on, and then just say hello to everybody at the beginning of the chat. So you just need to make sure you say hello in the earliness of the chat. Yes, I am drinking Tito's tonight. So,
is there any ice
going to slip?
Speaking of which.
Yeah, there's some water in it too, though.
That's all right.
So Valley Dude 5000, welcome in. A little late to the party, said, but here.
Yeah, but we're a little late to saying hi. So
we are.
It works out.
Ronnie Roberts says, cool box. Welcome in.
That was seriously, Kelly, I know
make
you
it very difficult to say hello to everyone,
but you haven't really got to see too much of the box itself.
I haven't.
Are you impressed with it?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what it does. Like, to his point, we haven't taken the doors off just yet, but we have taken the top down, and we have gone, I take my person with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel confident with leaving it in the vehicle. So
and maybe you just wouldn't lock your stuff back there.
Well, I wouldn't lock my keys back there.
Well,
that's just me. Anyway, Cold Train 84 says my Bronco Badlands was completed last Wednesday and already on the train car to Illinois on its way to Minnesota.
Congratulations, sir. That is awesome.
Congratulations.
That is very awesome.
And welcome in. NDM 84 says, does anyone know why Ford isn't releasing Bronco Raptor power numbers? Could it be because Stellantis announced the new 3.0 Hurricane engine over the 500 horsepower, and now Ford wants to compete?
No, I'm hearing 426-ish is what I'm hearing. That's not official by any means. Till we know, we don't know, but that's the numbers I'm hearing. And I know, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, but the Ranger Raptor from Australia, they're saying 392 or something like that. That government puts restrictions on their things that we may not have, but I am hearing the 420s, so which is really good. Yeah, is it as cool as the V8 that the 392 has? Maybe not, but who cares, man? If you wanted that, you would have bought the Jeep. You bought a Bronco or buying a Bronco Raptor, so enjoy.
Jason Boyd says hello.
What's up?
Brian Slick in the house. Craig says he paid for his Bronco in Bitcoin.
Our down payment came from Dogecoin.
It did. Doug Robinson, welcome in, says love meeting you guys in Townsend. Thank you. Thanks for visiting us as well. John Thumb says hello. Overlanding for Fun says, oh, he asked about the cup holder situation, but Overlanding for Fun, welcome in.
Yeah, sorry guys,
I did answer for you. So,
and not every aftermarket manufacturer makes everything.
These guys and you saw the specific surprise on their face that they didn't realize it either. So, I mean,
yeah.
Jody Nichols, of course, was in the house asking questions this evening. Bronto says, I'm pretty sure there are more than 2 Broncos at Easter Jeep Safari, separate from the Bronco Safari that happened afterwards.
But you got to remember, these guys were stuck in the show area of Easter Jeep, and so trust me, those guys are not letting Broncos deep into that event. So I know Bronco Nation and stuff, they did separate stuff, but yeah.
Greg Lawson says hello.
What about torque? I haven't heard the torque numbers yet, but I'm gonna say they have to be freaking nuts. I don't know if Mitchell would if he knows, and he probably can't say, but
Jay Ray is in the house this evening. Dr. Detroit says 21 days, Dave. Raptor me. Michigan rocks. LOL.
Nice.
Dr. Detroit says checking in from Marco, Florida.
What?
That's what he said.
Lucky.
John Burnett, hello. Let's see. Eric Jefferson did already leave. It's his birthday. So I did wish happy birthday from us. Sir. Said he was in trouble for being on the stream because he needed to spend time elsewhere.
Hey, we appreciate that.
Kyle, I'm always going to jack that one up. So Kyle in the house tonight.
That's his
I know what it is.
Ham number. Nice.
Airplane Mike was helping us do some moderation this evening, and I know he's already left for the evening.
Yes, I do greatly appreciate it. Whatever that spam was going on, man. There was a lot of weird porn. Who knows? But
don't even say the word. You don't want it to pop up anywhere.
Is it like Beetlejuice?
Terrence
You say
Mooney
it 3
says, "Hello,
and...
Dave and Kelly. Hello, welcome in."
Is that like Beetlejuice? You say it 3 times.
Yes,
and then...
don't say it again. John Burnett, welcome in. Mobile Moto in there. Matt Weber, good day from Oz. Joining us
Matt
from
Weber,
Facebook.
our Australian buddy. He's our Nissan Patrol guy.
He was joining us from Facebook.
Nice.
Stephen Rapp in the house, still waiting on my Bronco. I've been in production since March 3rd. What?
It's built, Steve. Stephen, it's built. Trust me, it's built. They're waiting on probably a silly chip, and that's it. So just because it's stuck in production hell, it's produced. They just can't. If they put it was built, then everybody starts spamming forward with, "Hey, when are you shipping this? When are you shipping this?" So, you're one step closer, and in the Bronco game, one step closer is a lot closer than most. So,
Bronco's in the house.
We got a bunch of people.
Bronco Wild Outdoors, Mark Cena, Minol Productions. Honest, of course, is in the house.
A lot of people in
I
chat.
know. That's, I gotta say hello to them all.
That's right.
Bronco 78, of course, asking some good questions this evening.
I appreciate
as well.
that.
Brian Slick, Nathan Cross, 502 Bourbon Crew asking some questions tonight as well. Jeffrey Babb, Frank Costanza, Joshua Stevens, Jessica Dunn.
Is that Matt Porter?
Jessica Dunn was singing it out.
And here's our spam bots again. You have to.
I already did. I blocked them. This is a new This is a new name.
Well, let's report those as.
I already did.
This.
I did. Give me this. You're doing it wrong.
See, guys, I'm doing it wrong.
You gotta hide the user from this channel too.
Okay.
Because you didn't do that.
Well, any moderators left now, so if you guys would take care of that problem, we'd greatly appreciate that. So, Kelly, we are 30 days from Moab.
We are.
I've got to wire some lights up. I've got to obviously install this cool Diabolical box, which I'm going to assume I'm going to need your help on, because usually you're a little better at following
As if
instructions.
You thought I was not going to help you with this one.
Yeah, you're a little better at following instructions than me. Thank you, Honest. He says, "Hey, asshole, go away."
Tim Cornet says, "Hey, Dave and Kelly, my expected delivery date is this week, but still in production. 3 months so far with no info from Ford. Starting to get frustrated. Help calm me down. You got this. Just stick with it."
And Tim, ours never showed since.
Nope.
So
we knew ours. Remember, we knew ours delivered by our sales guy telling us, "Hey, isn't this your VIN number?"
Yeah,
via text message. So
I feel like I should have that VIN number tattooed on my arm. No. Oh. No. But so Moab is coming up, and we're kind of curious because obviously it's not a one-day shot for us. It's probably going to be, I know we have to stop in Denver and maybe see our friends over at TFL for something interesting. But Kansas is the head scratcher right now, Kelly. I don't know what to do about Kansas. It's 800 miles.
Just drive through it.
800 miles. So that's,
I don't know. Is that how long it is?
I want to say it's about 800 miles. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And that's a day, really. I've done Nashville to Denver in 17 hours nonstop, and that was a hellacious trip, but it might be worth it. I'm curious what our viewers think. If you've drove through Kansas, I've done it I guess I've done it twice. What is there something that we need, someplace we need to stop halfway? Is there, because as of now, it looks like we're probably going to leave out that Thursday night.
Yeah, after work.
And probably get to St. Louis is what I'm kind of hoping.
We'll probably stay in that town that you stayed in on the way back.
But I'm hoping to stay St. Louis area, probably the Illinois side. And from there, it's a long shot. So if you guys have any suggestions, we will definitely.
And we have an 11-year-old in our vehicle.
Yes.
So that's for any parents out there.
Yes. And she likes Denny's. So if we can find her what's the breakfast place? She gets the soup.
Oh, she likes Bob Evans, but Bob Evans aren't that far west.
Bob Evans.
Yeah, John, don't worry. We're not going to stay in St. Louis. We stayed in, what was the town you stayed in?
I can't.
O'Fallon. Fallon, Illinois is where he stayed.
Really nice area.
On the way back from Iowa.
Really expensive fuel prices, by the way. Illinois.
Yeah.
You're taxing your people to death. I'm just going to say that.
But I did want to say hello to Richard Adele, Michael First, Matt Porter, saying hello last minute. That's, I mean, I got, I got to say hello.
I know.
We get some slack from that from people that watch it on the replay and are like, you guys
Lots of Denny's and Flying J's.
Yeah.
But so our plan is to hit out 70. We're going to
the best place to stop in Kansas is Colorado.
Yes. I would totally agree. I'll never forget when I drove out there, we left about noon. And we got to where was it? Somewhere just inside of Colorado line, and it was a big truck stop. And I was so happy to see like humans.
When you did what?
When me and JR went out to Denver.
For your 40th?
Yeah. That it was nuts, man. Like the nice truck stop. But no Kansas.
Don't do that.
Pardon me. Kansas was horrible. There was the one toll road for whatever weird reason that there's a toll road in the middle of Kansas. Fill it before you get here.
Oh, don't think I won't be using Gas Buddy.
$4.79 now.
Gas Buddy is our best friend. Oh, he's actually been umpiring games. I'm taking this off. We don't need it anymore.
No, we don't.
He's actually been umpiring games, and that's where the money for gas is coming from.
Well, maybe one round.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's been a minute since we've been to Denver. About, I guess, probably I guess it has been 5 or 6 years since we've been out that way.
Maybe. Corbin, I don't know. I'd have to look back at pictures. No, because we went without him at another year after. I thought.
I don't think so. It's been a while. Definitely Zach's Pizzas when we get there is on the thing. There was that place outside in what was it? The Grand Junction, that little restaurant we ate at was really good too. We stopped with Corbin there.
Oh, it was Flip. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a bar and grill. No, it wasn't. I don't know. We'll have to find it again.
Niztec told us to stop there
because that was good.
So I did a poll, Kelly, too. Would you like to see more aftermarket companies interviews? And 87% says bring it.
Nice.
So we're definitely looking to bring that because I don't even care if we're getting a product. I'm just curious. I want to introduce these people to you guys and whether you like them or not. Just like tonight's with Diabolical, whether you are impressed with them or not. I want to give you the shot to at least see these companies. So clearly we're not going to get John Smitty build on the show. But they're big time.
You need to stop dropping those names. They were being very good about not saying the companies. So
I'm going to poke the bear a little bit.
But yes, we are big fans of Buc-ee's, by the way.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, I normally have my hat on.
Matt Porter says Kentucky just got a Buc-ee's. Haven't made it there yet. Bastards. You need to go and
get their brisket sandwich.
Take your appetite with
and their banana pudding.
Hey, G. Willikers says in stealth mode tonight.
Didn't
say hello until now.
Yeah, he's probably scared all the spam bots have been hitting us.
Probably
so clearly everybody's like, don't stop in Illinois or
St. Louis.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry. We just don't plan to. We haven't had a Wawa hoagie either.
I've not. We stopped at
no, we stopped at a Weigel's.
Was that in Florida?
No, it was in we did in Florida, but it was in at Bronco Supercell. That was a Weigel's.
I've stopped at Weigel's before.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe we'll just do a gas station review. We'll start that.
I told you we needed to of every Buc-ee's we go to.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't want to share that experience. What's up, Adam Weber?
Hey.
Yeah, so wait. The video of my IAG dome light install gets published tomorrow, Matt says. Ooh. Nice. I'm gonna claim copyright of that.
Stop it.
I'm curious how that went because I really like those the light systems that IAG has done, and for some reason I kept saying they were from Iowa.
Yeah, they're not.
No, but their competing Subaru company that they battle with is where it looks. Yeah, in Carlisle.
Wrong statement, sir.
No, I have stopped
we've stopped at one of those.
The Come and Go. Yeah. I got a hat from it.
And it's actually not spelled that way.
Yeah, it's the weirdest way ever. What's the dinosaur place that Cinco or something like that they always have the little dinosaur for their gas?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know on that one.
There. What else is out that way we should see?
With that being said, if you don't have anything on that route, what route do you have coming back? Because we are going down through Texas.
Sinclair. There's it. See, look, I say dinosaur and they all know, and you're looking at me like I'm an idiot. I mean, it was different, really, but
yeah, because we're going to be coming down through Texas.
I'm totally getting a Come and Go hat again, though.
Okay.
I had a stupid bottle opener on it or something I didn't like.
Why not?
I don't know. It just seemed kind of idiot. Did you guys, speaking of idiots, did you see our first time in a mud bog video?
Yeah.
That was an experience.
We did not, spoiler alert, we did not drive the Bronco.
No, but we were both tempted to. At the end, it started drying out a little bit.
Well, and here's the thing. Neither of us communicated with the other that we were tempted to. Otherwise, we probably would have done it. And we both been like,
yes.
Because especially after we saw that Carolina squat go in there.
Yes, that was hilarious.
With those street rims.
Kelly, what are you, because you've not drove across Kansas, what piques your interest of
nothing?
Well, there you go.
I mean, I've been to Kansas.
Flying over it doesn't mean you've been.
I've been to Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay.
I flew into St. Louis and went to Overland Park, Kansas. So, I mean, I've been to Kansas. So, David, we are actually, whatever brings us back from Moab 40, is how we're coming.
We're bringing 40
through
back,
Texas.
40 back.
So we're coming we're coming 40. So,
the Cadillac Ranch is on our deal.
I do want to hit some of Route 66,
which is literally right next to 40.
But I mean, since we're out there, we need to take that opportunity.
Yeah. It's a major one.
NDM 84 says, any idea when the Bronco Raptor order banks will open for the 2023 model year? And I think NDM 84 also asked, do you think that Rapid Red will still be a color in 23?
No.
Rapid Red.
Or
I'm sorry, Race Red.
Yeah, I don't think that's a classic color. There's a few colors, the white, the black, and the silver. Those are in grays. Those are classic colors. They're never going away.
And we do not think Rapid Red is coming back.
No, unfortunately.
I think they were idiots.
But no, I think order banks, what I've heard is late summer for 23, and fingers crossed, painted roofs. So
we're going to have our 11-year-old with us. We're not going to the bunny ranch.
Well, I mean, she can stay outside, right?
No. Amarillo, Texas for a great steak, John says.
All right.
Williams, Arizona on Route 66. That's what I've heard, but I don't think we're going that far west.
What's that?
Williams, Arizona. Because I don't think we're going that far west.
Well, let's...
We might be in Amarillo by morning overlanding for fun.
All my exes live in Wait, no, that's not right.
Omnipotent Alon says, I had to use my spare already. Got a nail on the thickest part of the tire. Nail was the size of Mitchell.
I'll be honest, though. It might be like, I've been battling with Kelly about getting tires before we go to Moab, because I will be 8,000 miles. The tires are showing pretty wear. No, they're not halfway, but they're definitely showing a lot of wear. And it's sadly been a street queen for a while. So, see, all I have to do is say the three letters, well, in numeral, KO2, and she's she's like,
No. No, because I know we have this big trip coming up. Remember, I'm the financier here.
It's true, but the super chats, those are supposed to go for the hard top now, or the best top. That's the funding for that. So I'll start a new channel. How about that? We'll start the KO2 channel.
Wow.
Yeah, can we get 1,000 subs real quick? What else we got going on here, Kelly?
I'm reading.
Sorry, we're pretty beat.
They're giving us answers. That's why I'm like... looking through.
I want the KM3s, but the only thing about them is you can get about 50K out of them, where the KO2s you'll get about 70K out of them. And it's how noisy. I've run the KM2s,
KO2s.
No, KM2s on my Xterra.
Oh.
And I felt like at about 10 to 12,000 miles, they started really waking up. So I'm curious about the 3s if they do the same. Flo says try the Toyos. I am interested in the Nittos, and I've never been a big Nitto fan. So, but they seem to be a super popular choice, and tires are getting expensive. You know what else is expensive? Batteries.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, so today in my company vehicle, I went outside to start it up, and you just know the sound of the engine turning over, and I was just like, it's just tick off. And I thought, well, it's sat here all weekend, maybe, who knows? I don't know, temperature change. And by the time I went to leave my office, it was and I was like, damn it. But the price of batteries are really the poo. They're mobile, because I remember about 4 years ago, it seemed like for $79 you could get an entry-level battery.
I remember cringing at spending like $100.
$200 for this battery.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that really, really sucked.
Oh, NDM84 wants to know, do you think that Raptor will have the race red?
Yeah,
in 23, because it doesn't currently.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I just thought, I don't know. I don't think that they're able to do enough special colors at map. I forget. Somebody said 12 is all the colors they can shoot at one time. And I really feel like, especially for Raptor, and you've got Ranger Raptor coming up. It's going to get the Ford Performance color. The green, some of these colors are so over. Like green to me is so played out now. And sorry if that's your color. It's a fine color. I just see everybody has that color. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the color that everybody went from Area 51 to green.
Sure.
So I don't know. What's up, Jessica Dunn?
And Peugeot wants to know, how long is it going to take us to put 70K on the Bronco?
70K
miles.
Ooh. A while. Sadly,
we're like 8,000.
Since you work from home, like it doesn't get drove as much as it used to would have.
If I go out to lunch, or that's kind of where it is. So I'm taking notes of what you guys are telling us we need to go see.
Oh, she's taking notes.
Oh, Greg, and we would totally love to do a wheeling trip, but we don't have time coming back, sadly, since it takes us 2 days to get there and 2 days to get back.
Ryan says my Bronco flag charging system service now today. That the light came on, or from the app? Is that what we're saying?
Micah says, I bought a Diabolical enclosure without a build date. Nice.
Micah, how did you find them?
God, another one. Thanks, Cole.
Yeah, let's make them a moderator.
Yeah, just come on in.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the spam bots.
And thanks, Overlanding, for fun too. Appreciate you guys.
I'm just glad it's Naked HD XYZ. Or Z if you're in Canada. Cadillac Ranch. No, definitely going to Cadillac Ranch.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
it's on 40. Jeez. Sorry. I drove by it the last time I was out there and didn't
I
get
was
to stop.
still thinking about what.
There's a Volkswagen out there too, a ranch now, with Volkswagen sticking out of the ground. Battery light lit up and flagged that error. Okay. Huh.
We got an error in the app.
What? Our Bronco is perfect, ma'am.
No, we got an error last week.
And I'm just now hearing. I'm hearing about this on a live stream.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. It solved itself. No, it did. It was like.
What was it? I don't want to reactivate anything.
No, that's what I was thinking it was. I was thinking. Sorry, my bad. Fault. So we did get a hill start assist warning. That was when I told you.
Yeah.
That we were having issues in December, but no, that's the reactivate your navigation. That's what I was thinking. It was an error code. That's why I said it solved itself.
Which are you guys doing that at all? I know our buddy Luke was like, he paid for that because he got I want to say it included the 4G or whatever, something.
I will say you know, we've all talked about this. We've all talked about nav, who needs nav, but at the mud bog the other night,
Waze was acting silly.
Yeah, Waze has been acting silly lately, and at the mud bog the other night, we were kind of struggling to get nav out of where we were because the cell coverage wasn't great and our phones didn't want to connect to CarPlay.
Yeah.
So it was a whole kind of hot mess all at once.
Which that was I'm assuming that's happened to some of y'all, man. Like every once in a while, Apple CarPlay is like.
Yeah. And when we stopped at a light, he turned it off, turned the truck off, and then turned it back on and Apple CarPlay would connect.
Yep.
But there was that time where we were just kind of sitting there hanging out. We're going, oh crap, how are we going to get nav to get out of here? Because we didn't have, you know.
Info says having the Wi-Fi hotspot in the Bronco is nice.
Which is that part that comes with the nav, I bet. It might be worth giving it a shot for our trip to Moab, testing it out, adding it back on.
Yeah, but I will say there's no cell service to Hava, Kansas.
Yeah, maybe. You don't know. They might, because it's on AT&T towers.
Google bought Waze, and now it's all messed up, Tim says.
Oh, is that what it's all about? Yeah, because Waze has just been a hot mess for the last, 2...
How do you strip without clothing? Well, if it's a back strip.
No, he's talking about the spammer.
I know.
I know, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we could. So Omnipotent Lawn has a good point. Like wireless charger dock sucks. Not sure.
We don't have that.
If it. No, I know. I'm getting there. But every vehicle that we've tested, we've tried the wireless, and we've had a real struggle with it through our cases.
Well, yeah, it's our particular cases. They're pretty thick, so that's part of the problem. And now I know there's a new case where they're putting the little metal ring in there, and that does seem to.
But I also don't want to pay a stupid amount for a case when we buy these for $20. You know, you can deal with that later. It's just softball stuff. There's nothing important in there right now. I already glanced at it. Ronnie says, use the skills of your ancestors and follow the stars home. Well, it would have been nice. However, it'd been raining all night and it was overcast and we couldn't see anything. The only thing we could see was the fire truck that blocked the road and made us go a different way around for us.
Yes.
Which is, let me tell you, when you don't have GPS, is a little scary when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
It's not scary, but it was like a little stressful because we were trying to turn. We didn't know where to turn.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about, vampires or something coming after us.
I didn't say it like that. Jeez. I think you've mentioned this before, Ryan, that my Sync 4 or his Sync 4 goes out all in and out all the time. Show songs are playing with no sound. I want to say you've told us that before, that the Sync 4 has gone out a lot. Yeah, that is the thing, is that the Sync 4 has, I think that's the thing that kind of freaks out, which you all know that when we went to Florida, we had that issue with it too.
Yep.
We're just kind of freaked out. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah, the screen froze in black. Did it go black?
No, it froze. It just completely froze up.
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything.
And I've tried to do the power button to and it didn't do anything.
Mm-mm. It doesn't do anything
at all.
Mm-mm.
So we'll get time for a few more.
I was taking notes of where we needed to go.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I know Cigar Texan is absent to tell us all the Texas things.
I know. Where is he at? It's like he's got a life outside of this.
Right?
Oh, just to prepare everyone, we're in the middle of softball season. So times could fluctuate for the next month here on at the channel of when we're doing this. I know next Monday is
hold on, let me look at I'll actually look at it now.
We'll for some of these, let's see.
Unless they get rained out, and then if they get rained out, you'll see us.
Yes.
And we are in rain season, so actually we don't have any Monday games.
Nice.
We do have Tuesday games.
I need the happy hour.
Well, we have 2 Tuesday games. One is right after Memorial Day, and the other one is next Tuesday. So next Tuesday's happy hour.
So just be prepared that a few of these show dates could change coming forward. What is going on tomorrow night, Dave? I've reached out to a journalist, and I'm just waiting to hear back on that. Actually,
thanks for that heads up, Peugeot. I think I will add the nav with the internet service because he said shouldn't have any issues in Kansas or in the boonies of Texas. It seems to
well, it
work
was
great.
2000.
What?
15 or 16 when I went out there. So I mean,
whenever you were 40.
47.
So 2014.
Yeah, that was the last time I drove through there. So I hope they've added a few cell towers by then.
No, he's saying in general, AT&T is good through there. So yeah, so I think I'll add the nav and we can do a review on that too, going through.
Oh, Jody, Jody says, thanks for sharing info on Matty P's video. Great to see him back out there. Matty will be on the show on the happy hour coming up, but he's trying to get some ducks in a row. I think he's got some videos he's wanting to launch, so he's got a few more things on his channel to talk about. But no, I'm interested to see where Matt P is, because he's had a hell of a time with that Ford he's got.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see what that. Plus, he's out adventuring, man. I was happy to see his video because I've liked Matt's video style. Like he always done a good job with that. So I too am happy to see. Matt.
Yeah. So he said like mid-June or July is when he would be up to do a video with us.
I think
So we'll be doing one.
there's probably another reason why he probably can't be on, but we're not gonna go into that.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That was the show. I want to say thank you for Diabolical for being on here, and I want to say especially thank you for them for sending a kit out that we can test and give our honest review of. We'll hopefully that video might drop next week on our install of that. It doesn't take me too long. That video is probably going to take a little bit of time to produce, to do it justice.
Yeah.
I don't want to just throw something in the vehicle and like, ta-da. So I want to not, and it won't be a how to install per se, because they did a nice video on their channel about that. So no need in competing with, a sponsor, I guess, of the show.
Right.
But we will do that. And it's going to get what, 3,500, 4,000 miles of testing real quick.
Yeah. So, I don't know how many miles we're putting on it. I just know 24 hours each way.
Yep.
Or 27 hours, depending upon. Yeah. We've prepared our daughter.
We have.
Whether she really understands the gravity of this situation, I don't really know. But I will have to say, my butt is going to be a whole lot happier in this than it would be in the Jeep.
Yes. Impagero says the nav and internet service are separate from each other, or what he understood.
Okay. I'm going to check it out because we do have this like come back now thing. So I'm going to check it out from a cost perspective, even if we just turn it on for that trip and then we can turn it back off.
Yeah.
See how it works for us. So
maybe we'll do that and give our review of the 4G.
Yeah. That would be good. If you guys come up with other things that we need to see between Nashville and Moab on the north or the south side,
Buc-ee's,
besides Buc-ee's, going through Texas or going through Kansas, let us know. Feel free to shoot us an email. We would love to. Honestly, that's better for me anyway, because I like to go back and reference things. So if you come up with any ideas.
That's right. Our dog is moaning out there.
He is. He's
sad.
He's always that way though.
So will there be 2-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive.
It does not matter what you drive. This has been your All-Terrain Nation. We've been talking Broncos, well, really kind of Jeeps in there too tonight, but that's just because they were nice enough to talk to us.
Yeah.
So good show, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow night for the
sure.
happy hour. It's going to be at 8 p.m. normal from now on. I don't know why I was thinking of trying an hour earlier, but there you go. We did a show.
We did one.
Ta-da.
Looky there. Kiddos. Bye, guys.